welcome back to my channel. My name is Donna. This is my Wonderland. Today I have got a Q&A for you. So I thought I would do a little bit of a get ready with me first thing in the morning. So I've had a shower, plopped my hair and just doing my face here, and then I've got to do a bit of blow drying. So yeah, so we are going to get started with some questions in just a minute. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you get notified when I next upload. Let's get into the questions. Okay, so before I go and switch the kettle on and make a cup of tea so that I can do this Q&A with you, I'm going to answer one of the quick easy questions that I got in my inbox, and that was cats or dogs. Now, if you have watched the channel any length of time, you will have seen my two appear. I have cats, Twinkle and Kitty. Kitty is actually sitting on the end of the table going, "You're talking about me, Mum." Kitty. There she is, my beautiful girl. So you will know that I have two cats. I'm a big animal lover. I have always said that I think I love animals more than I love people sometimes. Not my family, obviously. I love them the same. They are my family, my pussy cats. So I have two cats. I've always had cats since the day I was born. I have had a cat in the house. I also had dogs for a little while in our family. My mum had dogs. I don't know that I was living at home when we had a dog. Maybe when we had Shelley, we had a greyhound. I think I was living at home then. But then mum's had a couple of dogs over the years that have been members of our family for sure. So I love cats and dogs, but whilst I've got my cats, I can't get a dog, but I do really want a dog. And this is the dog that I want. I'll put a picture in here because I cannot pronounce the name of it. It's terrible. The one dog that I really, really want, and I'll tell you why I want that dog, because it was the dog that was on Sesame Street that used to count the balls. If you are of a certain age, like me, you might remember that. Let me know if you remember that, because I mentioned it to so many people and so many people are like, "Oh, I don't remember that." It was the dog that used to bring up the red and blue balls and count them, and the hand used to come in and go 1, 2, 3, and the dog would bring the balls up or take them away depending. And that was this kind of dog that I absolutely adore. My friend Catherine has one called Luna. She is cray, beautiful dog, absolutely love her. So yeah, so cats or dogs, kind of both, but I have cats now, but I do want a dog. I tend to lean more towards cats just for the simple fact they take care of themselves more. Dogs are a bigger commitment. So when it comes to that kind of stuff, I know that I haven't in the past had the ability to give a dog what it needs. So I've stuck to cats because they kind of take care of themselves. They come to you when they want something. And other than that, they take care of themselves. So that is my view on cats and dogs. Let's go and make a cup of tea, and then I will sit down and have a chat with you. Hey guys, so cup of tea is acquired. Now I was going to do my breakfast as well, but I'm absolutely loving porridge for breakfast at the moment. And you know that if you don't eat porridge when you first, it just ends up like a big clump of stuff. It boggles my mind what these sorts of things do when they get to our insides. But here's Twinkle. Hello. Don't show everybody your bottom, please. Okay. So I've got some questions. Thank you so much to everybody who sent me a question on Instagram. If you don't follow me over there, it's DonnaEd81. Come join me. I don't post all that regularly. Have been more regular during Vlogmas because obviously I've been letting everybody know that my videos are up. But I'm going to try and get better with my social media in the new year. So do come and follow me over there. because that's also where I'm going to ask for questions. So if you've got any questions for me, you can send them to me over on Instagram. So I put it out on Instagram. I also put it in my, I'm a bit croaky today, aren't I? I also put it on my Facebook group for my Waxy Wonderlanders. So if you are interested in home fragrance, interested in Scentsy and haven't got a consultant, you can come and join me over in that group as well. It's Donna's Waxy Wonderland on Facebook. So come and join me there. So getting into the questions that I was asked, we'll go with, as we've just spoken about Scentsy, what is your favourite thing about Scentsy? Oh, look at her, she's so cute. And so for me, I'll go the thing that I love most about it working for Scentsy, and then the thing that I love most about the product itself. So I fell in love with the product, which is why I joined, and I don't work for Scentsy. I'm an independent consultant, so they don't employ me. But I just loved the scents, like the variety of the scents and the staying power. So when I got my first warmer, just going to knock my books that you are balanced on over. Will you stop it? Oh, good God. Look, yep. Can't just sit nicely. Twinkle. Come here. Come here. Come here, look. Here. Want to come here? Okay. She's a cranky old lady. Can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. There you go. Okay. Lost my train of thought. Okay, so yeah, so I'm an independent contractor for Scentsy, independent Scentsy consultant, and I joined because I fell in love with the product. So I got a warmer, and I got Amazon Rain, was the first scent I ever bought. The Perfect warmer was an element warmer. That was the first warmer I've got, which is actually just broken. Because it's an element warmer, it works on a switch on the back of it that heats the element, and that switch is broken. So I sent a support ticket into Scentsy, and they're going to replace it with a like for like same warmer. They've got some still available, even though it's not in the catalogue anymore. So I'm going to get a replacement for that, which is nice because it's a bit nostalgic because it was my first one. So I didn't like the idea of sending it back to get a credit or a different warmer or something. So yeah, I just fell in love with the quality of the product. I was just, you know, I have been a candle girl for a long time. I love flickering flames. I love the fact that you can fragrance your home in that way. But Scentsy was cheaper. Once you got your warmer lasts forever. And then the wax is £7.25 a bar for 100 hours of scent. And some of them last a lot longer than that, really. So I was just like, that's no-brainer to me. So I then filled my home with them. I joined because I wanted to be able to get it cheaper. I had no intention of making it into any kind of business. I just wanted to get my own Scentsy for less. Then I started my group in 2020 when we kind of went into lockdown. I thought I'll put a bit more effort into it because I was on furlough, and it was fun for me to make samples and talk about our favourite scents and things like that in the group. We were doing bingo in lockdown and all sorts, and it was just a nice place to be, to get a little bit community during that downtime. And I got some very lovely loyal customers. And so now I do it kind of as a part-time thing, a little side hustle where, yeah, I just share it with the people who love it and help them with their purchases. So that is, yeah, my favourite thing about Scentsy. I absolutely love the wax. I just love the strength of it, the variety of it. It just makes me happy. And the fact that we're warming, not burning. So it's just a better for the environment, better for our insides, like you just don't know what you're breathing in when you're burning something. Like literally they tell you that smoking is bad for you because you're burning something and breathing in that smoke. Being in a fire is bad for you because you're inhaling the smoke, and then we go and light candles and we're breathing in that smoke. So that is why. Safety as well, obviously open flames and all that. So that is my favourite thing about Scentsy, and my favourite thing about working for the company is getting my own stuff for cheap and half price, I have to say. So that's that question. What else did I get? What happened to your 5 sewing projects that you wanted to get done this summer? So there was a video that I put up, I will link it, that there was these projects that I wanted to get done over the summer. Haven't really ever sewn properly before. I've like hemmed things. I've done those bags that I did earlier. I'll link that video as well from earlier during Vlogmas where I made my drawstring bags. So I've done little things like that, but I've never really, not since school, made an item of clothing from scratch. So I think I just overwhelmed myself a little bit. And because I was going to start with the dress that I've got the pattern for and I bought the notions for and it was all ready to go, and I read through the pattern and it scared the life out of me. I was just like, this is French. I have no idea what I'm reading. It wasn't French, it just looked like another language. So I kind of froze and I picked up my crochet hooks and I ran with my crochet hooks, and I just haven't done the sewing projects, but I still want to do them. I've just got to get over that hump. So that is going to be my challenge for the new year, is to get more sewing projects done, which leads me on to the next question, which is, will there be more sewing on your channel in 2023? And yes, I'm hoping that there will be. I want to do a variety of crafts. Crochet is quick and easy for me. Wearing my jumper again today, I love it. It's quick, it's easy, and you know, I can create content around it quite easily. Sewing is a little bit more scary. And yeah, I think I'm just going to have to get over my fear of that with you guys. So we will do that together. What else have we got? Okay, so these are Christmas, a couple of Christmas questions I got. How do you do gifts in your family? You mentioned you don't do adults in a recent video. So yeah, I mentioned that in a video, I don't know whether it was last night's or the night before's, that, you know, a lot of people are feeling pressure around this time, and to try not to feel that pressure and go with the spending time with family over needing to buy lots of presents. My voice is really going today, guys. I don't know what that's all about. So we decided 2 or 3, I think it might have been 3, 2 or 3 years ago, that we weren't going to buy for adults, because we have got, my mum's side of the family, there are 3 girls, we've got 2 children, we've got, all 3 of us have got partners, then there's mum and dad, and then we actually come from a broken family. So me and my sister have also got our dad and stepmom and 2 stepsisters and half sister on that side as well, with a niece and a nephew. And then on my mum's side, we've got my little half sister, her boyfriend. But you know, it's just like there's a lot of people. And then we've got our partners' families as well. And it's just like, when you just go through that, if you were to buy a decent gift, you're looking at a budget of around £30 per person. And I'm telling you, we've got maybe 15 people, and that's just not doable. It's just not practical, and it's just too much pressure to put on a family, and there's no need for it, you know. As adults, I mean, my other half, he's been going, what do you know, I want to get you something. I was like, I don't need anything. We need a new shower. That's what I want for Christmas, because we need it, and I don't need anything else. And when money is tight, it's just so unnecessary to sort of spend like that. So we decided that what we were going to do is we weren't going to do presents at Christmas for the adults, but we would spend a little more on birthdays because they're spread out throughout the year. So rather than spending 30 quid on a birthday and struggling to find 30 quid to spend on Christmas, or ending up spending less but buying tat or, you know, stuff that's going to not last, that we would up our budgets for birthdays a little bit and go out on birthdays and celebrate everybody on their birthday rather than Christmas. And Christmas would be more about getting together as a family and spending time together, and that I loved. So obviously the little kids still get gifts, and we get gifts for our children. So my daughter's 21 now, I get her a gift, her nan gets her a gift. My niece is 12, we get her gifts. My little sister is 22, I get her a gift. So there is those kind of things that are going on there, but we don't buy for the adults, and that has worked really well. Now, what I have done is I have said, you know, if you want to make something, hand make something that is of value, then that would be really cool. So I did and have done for the past however many years, made gifts. Now, I don't know whether, so I made my sister some stuffed penguins. I hand sewed those out of fat quartz, made these stuffed penguin snowmen. I don't know, I think my daughter called them penguins. I think they're supposed to be snowmen. Either way, I did a big one, a small, like a mummy, daddy and baby one for each of them. And my sister absolutely loves them. She loves Christmas, loves to decorate for Christmas, so I made her those. Then I did the eye makeup removers. I did bath scrunchies and flannels. I will link to the video that I did where I did like 4 quick, easy Christmas gifts you can do for a loved one, because I showed you in there how to do the eye makeup removers. So I did those for everybody one year. Then I did oven mitts last year, practical gifts that are reusable that I made myself. It didn't cost me a huge amount, probably the whole of it cost like 30 quid, and that then covered everybody, but it was, the idea was not to spend or overly spend money if you want to make something. My mum made me a jumper one year, I absolutely love it. I'll have to get that out and wear it on camera. It's a proper winter Christmassy jumper, it's lovely. And yeah, so that's what we decided to do, that's what we do. So that's what Christmas looks like. So how are you celebrating Christmas this year? So this year we are going to my other half's parents. We do 1 year with my family, 1 year with his family, and my sister does that with her side as well, so that we can all be together for one Christmas every 2 years. So we tend to see dad externally from Christmas. So, you know, I'm going to see my dad today, which is Friday, Christmas Eve. So I'm going to see him today, but we used to get together on Christmas Eve as a family, my dad's side with my stepmum and her children, but that stopped. I don't know when, but it did. And we haven't really ever got back to it. So, yeah. So we just do that. So we're going to his parents this year, and then I'm meeting up with my mum and her side of the family on Thursday week. So we're going to do a little Christmas get together then. So that's what we're doing. Let's have a look. So I've got a couple more. I got asked, what's your best moment and worst moment of the year? So that's a big one. Best moment. Gosh, it's difficult. This year has been a tough one. It really has. So my best moment, I think, was probably going to the it's the 2 awards that I did this year. So I went to the Best Business Women Awards, and I was helping out with that. And then I went to the Christmas extravaganza for the Business Women Unlimited, and we did the Shining Star Awards there. So one day I got to celebrate loads of fantastic business women in business, and meet Claire from Stella, who I absolutely adored. So what I did that, and then this time round I actually got an award and got to celebrate more women in business. So that was probably the highlights, was those two events. This is off the top of my head. I mean, I'm struggling to think back any further than the last few months, to be honest. And then the worst moment was probably this last week, getting COVID, but not because I had COVID, but more so because my daughter was really poorly, not with COVID, and didn't want to be at home while we had COVID. So she was at her boyfriend's house poorly, and all she wanted was to be at home in her bed and to have mummy cuddles, and she couldn't have it. And that was just heart-wrenching for me, to be away from her for, it was nearly 2 weeks. Well, she was really poorly and she couldn't be home. But again, as I say, so grateful that I didn't get any sort of really bad symptoms with the COVID thing. Let's have a look. What are you most looking forward to in 2023? So the thing that I'm looking most forward to is doing more with my channel, getting to know you guys more, creating more content for you, getting more sewing done, and just changing things up in my business externally from YouTube. I run a podcast, which I think I've mentioned before, and I'll link that below if you're interested in it. It's a business podcast. It is based, geared towards wedding vendors, but anybody in business can listen to it. But feel free to come and listen to it, even if you don't. I do interview authors on there quite a lot, sort of different authors, which is quite nice. So if you like listening to interviews, then you might enjoy it anyway. So yeah, more podcasting, more YouTube, and just changing things up in my business is what I'm looking forward to most. And then I got a really random question, and I am going to answer it just because of the pure fact that I thought it was absolutely crazy. And that was 137 or 4,738. I have no idea what these numbers mean. If it's money, I'll have the 4,738. And that is my answer to that. I just don't even know what it could possibly mean. If it's what I'm going to lose, then I'd rather lose £137 than 4,000. Yeah, I don't know where he was going with that question. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for this little Q&A and the interruptions by my cats. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. Can you believe it? I've got to jump on a call now with a friend of mine, business call, last one of the year. Then we are going to do a present exchange with our friends this afternoon. Then I'm going to have to come back and try and edit this and get it up for you guys before, like, I try and get them up for 7. So fingers crossed it works well. If you are new, please pop a red heart down below. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to know anything about home fragrance, crafting or decluttering. And I will see you tomorrow. And I have got a little bit of a surprise coming tomorrow. So definitely join me for that. And I'll see you then. Bye for now.